Looks like a lot of our friends are still connecting to audio here, so we'll wait another minute or two. I don't know about you guys, but my cell phone today was acting up. I had a lot of connection issues today. I don't know if anyone else did, but it's like a lot of people are still connecting here. Hey. Hello, everyone. Thanks again for joining us. We are in our fourth and final week of social media boot camp. So I don't know about you, but I have learned so much from the fabulous Matt Rebar. And today, check out the icebreaker question he's left for us. Last week's homework, you had to write out your week's calendar worth of content for your brand, plan it out, and execute it. So if anyone did this, how did it go? If you didn't do it, though, share us what you worked on. Let us know. What were you thinking about? What were your thoughts after our last week's session? Um, Love to see what you guys have to say in the chat. So did anyone do the homework?
No worries if you didn't. It is
It's
unofficial
okay if
homework.
you did.
Let's see, Katie, and I did do this and I haven't seen a difference yet, but I'm excited to see how it does and maintain a more consistent schedule. Katie, and I absolutely agree. Part of it is, and we're going to talk about it today, is consistency. That is a huge part of success. I know on my end, I posted to YouTube Reels this week, and it looks like I got I did like 7 videos and about 5,000 views in 7 videos, which is really good because all I did was upload and I walked away upload, walked out of the room. So, Lulu, I was very busy. No worry. Been focusing on brand identity and my social media. Great work. And you know what's perfect? We're gonna end today. I know it's our last session, and in pretty soon, right? It's gonna be summer. So if you're like, you know what? It's the end of the school year. I'm doing so much, right? I got to go do homework. This is stuff that maybe you could think about and start executing this summer, right? Susan wanted to know, am I using AI with my social media? Great question, Susan. What I use AI for a lot of the time is for brainstorming. So, in a great example that I used it this week, I had a friend over to do a podcast, and we had an idea to do a game. And part of the game, we kind of needed like random throwaway topics of sorts. And so I was like, where can I get a whole list of topics just to generate ideas? And guess what? ChatGTP, boop, 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 can you give me 50 ideas? And the thing is, not all of them were great. Some of them I kind of used, some of them I saw, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that and twist it my way. So when it comes to brainstorming, I mean, feel free. Go to ChatGTP and be like, hey, my company is a candle company. My company's left-handed humor. Here's a little bit about my company. What are some ideas for content? See what it says. Now, the thing with AI that you have to know, AI is only using what it's been told to do, which is the extent of our knowledge as humans circa 2022 23. So, what does that mean? AI is not going to totally reinvent the wheel. Okay. So, full on, never before social media, that's going to rely on you. It's going to rely on a person to make, but it'll certainly give you some topics. It'll certainly give you some ideas that might be worthwhile. So, that's how I use AI. Shannon, I didn't get around to making my calendar, but I've been thinking about what I'm going to do for my schedule. That's great. Even thinking, trying to piece it down like, okay, I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What does that look like? Do I do a weekly series? Et cetera. Jessica, you've had to teach AI a bit, and the results you get depend on the strength of the prompts you give it. Yeah, absolutely. If you feed it a little bit more, it depends. Sometimes you just go on there and you're like, I just need to get this prompt in, or I need to get an idea real quick. I would feed it, your company mission. I'd feed it a little bit of information, really go into depth about my company provides these services, we provide these products. What kind of content can I make that supports my brand, that supports my products? So, all right, well, should we jump into it today? All right. So this week, it's not as glamorous as some of the earlier weeks. We're going to talk about managing and growing social media. So we're going to talk about consistency. We're going to talk about what others are doing and strategies for growing followers and community engagement, dealing with negative feedback and trolls, and how do I stay updated with my social media? How do I know what to do, what the trends are? So first thing, we'll talk about growth. Are you following the right accounts, right? So a great example of this is, if you go on Twitter and you see Taylor Swift fans, they follow each other, right? They all follow each other and they're all like, oh, what did you think of the new album, right? Marvel fans, they're all following each other. So think about people who are maybe your direct competition even, right? Who you can follow, see what they're doing, right? Yule, we're just talking, Yule makes ice cream, right? So he should probably be following local ice cream accounts, right? I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. Not Marshalls. What's the one and West 25th? Uh,
Mitchell's.
Mitchell's. I was like, Marshalls isn't right, but I know it was close. Mitchell's. You should be following Mitchell's. What are they doing? Following the big names, right? That you see in the grocery. What are they doing? Not only because you could maybe even comment, you could try and engage with them, but that's directly a good way to try to incite growth, especially if you have huge fans that are aware of Mitchell's and they see you around. Oh, what's that about? Now, for example, if you're in the marketing, if you're a marketeer, right? You want to follow marketing focused accounts, online marketing publications, marketing software solutions, marketing related hashtags. So that goes for anything. So you just want to make sure you're following the right accounts, looking for the right information. Another sector of growth, reshare valuable content from others. Don't be afraid to reshare people that are in your industry that maybe are direct competitors to a degree, right? Sharing each other, that's a great way to try and incite growth, especially if it's valuable content. If you're sharing other people's content just to share it, but it's like, oh, they did a really cool video. Oh, this is like really interesting behind the scenes stuff. Hashtag wisely. We want to always be careful how we're using hashtags, right? We want to be trying to tackle, maybe like let's say we did a post about social media tips. I might say hashtag social media tips, right? I hashtag media, right? Hashtag tips, right? Not as strong, not as effective. Interacting. A great way. So this week, the museum, on my account from the museum, the zoo, the Akron Zoo, posted like they did this training exercise, and I commented as the museum saying, can this be a members event? Like, can we, with light snacks? Like, how do we get in on this? Got a lot of likes, right? It's fun. It's a way for an Akron institution to interact with another Akron institution, right? And it gives it a little personality. Of course, content mix, that's really important. And content that has a participatory nature. Get me involved, right? I think I used this example last time. DJing for the eclipse. What song should I DJ for my eclipse party? And we had, 50 people comment with different sun and moon themed songs. And of course, posting regularly. So, biggest factor of growth really is consistency, right? So, first up, why is it so important? Because it shows your followers that you're actually committed to making content, right? If I go to a page and it's not been updated in a while, that doesn't motivate for me to follow it, right? Or if I see a page that maybe I liked that's finally posted something, I'm like, oh, this isn't really worth my time. Like, why am I here? Like I like my bee and wasp inspector who comes and takes, makes sure that the wasps aren't in my house. But why do I need to follow them on social media if you're not posting, if you're not making content consistency? And think of losing consistency as losing trust, losing influence, losing cell power. All right. A great example of this, I have a few, as I do a little content studio, and we have one project that love the guy, super inconsistent. And it's really affected his numbers. It's affected his subscriber numbers. The content's really good, but people are like, I don't know when you're dropping episodes. You're gone sometimes for long periods of time. It's hard to build trust. Even though the show's been around for 5 years, the show has 100 episodes over those 5 years, right? It's because of that consistency, it's kind of lost the value in the eyes of the consumer. And consistency in your brand's voice, right? And of course, the brand's voice can look different on different apps, right? Facebook, maybe you're a bit more professional. You're a little bit more fun on Instagram and TikTok, but you want to be consistent in that, right? If you start sounding like your TikTok page on Facebook, that consistency can be confusing and can affect your viewership and engagement. So how do I keep up? Set achievable goals. The biggest problem I see with people is that they have these big, lavish goals. I'm going to reach for the moon. And you know the saying, reach for the moon, and if you miss, you end up in the stars. Well, the opposite's true here. If you reach for the moon and don't get to the moon, you're going to come back down to Earth. All right. So don't reach for if you can't reach for the moon, how about we reach for a cloud? How about we reach for, 2 feet above us in the sky, right? Make it achievable. Okay. That weekly agenda. That habit building is so awesome because they say it takes 21 days to build a habit, takes 1 day to break a habit. So if you can start setting that consistent, okay, I'm posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm posting every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm going to do one fun post, one salesy post, and one about the brand, right? And you're doing that every week. See how easy it will be to get into that rhythm, and you can stay in that rhythm. The second you stop that rhythm and stop really badly, it throws you off, right? In that consistent weekly agenda, it could be a number of days, a number of posts. Use the type of content as a benchmark, like I just said, like one fun post a week, one sell post a week. Maybe it's 1 and 2, 2 and 2, 2 and 1. That again, that content mix, that's for you to think about what that's going to look like on your page. So again, how do I keep up with the consistency? Well, I love this graphic because if we look at the top one, they're full spears, right? And it says, this is consistency. And the next one is mostly full spears, and it says, this is also consistency. Now, the third one, on first glance, that doesn't look consistent. But if we look at the first one, right, it's small. Second one is mostly filled. Third is kind of filled. Fourth one's filled. And see how the pattern repeats. Day 5, little bit. Day 6, mostly filled. That's consistency too, right? So this could be an example. Monday, I'm just going to post in the story. Tuesday, I have like a nice little video that I made that was really easy, and I made it within the app. Wednesday, I threw up a graphic. Thursday, I put this big thing together. Friday, just something on the story. Saturday, oh, we're down at a market selling my product. Here's some pictures of me at the market. That's consistency. And even that last example, right? Post a story, post, and I do a post on Monday. Nothing Tuesday. Story and a post on Wednesday. Nothing Thursday. See, that's consistency as well. So consistency is not always every day I'm going to do all sorts of things. No, it doesn't have to be like that at all. And for most of you, it won't be. It will just be maybe 2-3 posts a week. Maybe a couple story posts throughout the week as well. Stories, of course, are crucial on, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok has story features as well. Content calendars, of course, help with that consistency. Setting up those days of the week, I love that. We at the museum every Monday, it's a motivational Monday. Early in the day, I post a nice quote to set like a vibe for the week. Every Thursday is our free Thursday. I put up a graphic. It is our free Thursday. Come on down. And that graphic sometimes does okay. Sometimes we get some good attention on the graphic. So again, it goes to show you just by having every Thursday and really reminding people we're free on Thursday, it's been part of our consistency of sorts. Now, working in social media, it's a 24/7 job. Even when I'm out on the weekends, I'm having fun with family and friends, I'm still thinking about what kind of potential, where's content? A great example, I posted a video today, and it's kind of making fun of fast food prices. It's like $30 to get your Taco Bell these days. A little exaggeration. And that came to me in the car as I'm driving. Ooh, that's a good idea. As soon as I parked the car, I filmed it and posted it up. Okay. So for me, I'm used to being on the clock all the time. Some of you might be like, wait a minute, I have to be like kind of working all the time. But that's kind of the truth for social media content creators, managers of social media. I mean, that's just kind of the reality. But I would really, for you guys, what I would challenge you, maybe not necessarily have to jump to being 24/7 looking for inspiration, but take advantage of the time that you are on social media. Look at what people are doing. Look at trending styles, look at videos, aesthetics, music. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, that's cool. I laughed at the content. Really be thinking, wow, I liked that. Why did I like that? What made me actually laugh? Was it the delivery of the line? Was it the trend? Was it the audio? Really be trying to quiz yourself on other people's content. That will make you a better content creator and manager of your social media. So let's talk about engagement. So first off, social media content creators, managers. Oh, this is the same slide. Oopsie. Let's move on. It's what happens when you copy paste, and then forget to delete on a slide. All right, moving on. So first thing when it comes to engagement is shareable content. We want people to share it. If they share it, that boosts our engagement, it boosts our reach, it boosts our impressions. Because let's say we have company A. Company A has 1,000 followers, puts it out there. Maybe a good chunk of those 1,000 will see it. Maybe only 100 or 200 see it. But if one person shares it and they have 1,000 followers, our chances start to increase. It starts to increase on our page because the algorithm's going to say, huh, so-and-so shared it. This must be a good piece. This must be a good post, right? Same when people save. Saving's also really good. So visual content, short form video and images are more likely to be shared. So we must consider having that in your content mix. If you're afraid of making videos, time to learn how to make the videos, time to just play around and start editing within the app, right? Because that's going to be where your shareable content's coming from. Okay. So I would definitely consider adding that to your posts. And then of course, too, like I just mentioned, creating shareable content, social media engagement will increase. And people in social media enjoy sharing posts they enjoy, admire, or find valuable. So think about that too. Is my content that I'm posting, if I'm trying to really create shareable content, is it enjoyable? Do I admire it? Am I like, oh, I love this? Or am I like, this is important. This is really good information. It's a buy one, get one special. Oh my gosh, my friends need to know about this. Or I love this brand so much. They're doing BOGO. You got to go check that out. Contests and giveaways, excellent way to get engagement. So this is an example from Marvel, and they're like, oh, we have a whole month of giveaways. Now's your chance to win this collectible. Check out terms apply. Here's the link. Go sign up for our giveaway. It could be, now that's a little bit more of an intense giveaway. You could just say, like this post, comment below with your favorite flavor of my product for a chance to win a 6-pack of my cookies. Write the funniest caption for this picture, and funniest caption is going to get a candle, and we're going to deliver them to you. All right. So I think all of us, right, we've probably built in enough with our budget. We could give away a little product here and there if it makes sense. But make sure too, you want to have terms. So you want to make sure, when's the giveaway going to happen? So like this photo by the end of the week, boom, we're going to pick one person who likes it and that's going to be randomized. Boom. So if you need more of that information, I would study what terms look like for social media contests and giveaway before you do them, just to be on the safe side with that. But great for engagement. Another one, humor. Humor always works. This is a post from Discord, and they say, are you going to scroll by without saying hi to our new Wumpus mascot? And it's a cute little mascot, which I don't know why it's exactly funny, but apparently, according to some sites, this was a great example of humor in social media. But humor absolutely works. This next one, how many of you have had FOMO, fear of missing out? Create that. Create the fear of missing out. So this is a post by, it's like a game. I don't know if it's a video game or it might be a tabletop game, but they say you blink and you miss it. This describes our first flash sale. Mystery boxes sold out in 2 hours. Make sure you don't miss the second flash sale this week. Leave your email here to be the first to get the link. See how that's making me like, we sold out of our first one in just 2 hours. Don't miss it. Sign up here so you can be among the first to get notified. Ooh, it's creating the sensation that, oh no, like I kind of, maybe I want this. Maybe I need this. I got to check that out. Great strategy. Think beyond the feed. All right. So we've talked a lot about creating posts, creating stories. Here's an example, Instant Pot. I don't have one. I just have a regular crock pot. There is a Facebook community, and I don't know when exactly this was screenshotted, so it might be even more. 3 million people are talking about their Instant Pots with each other on a Facebook page. That's the kind of marketing you can't buy, really. So think about unique ways of, especially when you start to get maybe really rolling in your content that you can, Jessica says, oh, I like my Instant Pot, but I'm not in that group. See? And I'm not sure what the group exactly talks about, but they say, welcome to the worldwide Instant Pot community, a growing group of people just like you who are excited and ready to create mealtime amazement. So especially if you have a product that is similar, what does the Instant Pot do, right? It's I can throw things in it and cook, right? Would be fun to get new recipes. If you have a product that has a bit of that kind of je ne sais quoi ability or quality about it, right? What a fun way that it could be that you might have people of their own accord saying, I bought so and so's product for my kitchen or for my bathroom for my house, and it does X, right? And I want to know the potential. What are other people doing with this product? So think about that. That could thinking beyond the theater. I think it's fun. Use features like stickers. So this is an example from Benefit Cosmetics. They have GIFs and stickers. So their Benefit Cosmetics, they have Benebabe, and they have a sticker that they used for that. So think about how you can maybe start to offer elements that could play into what's being offered online. Sometimes it might take a little bit more work, just so you know, but the work, it could be fun. It could be worth the juice could be worth the squeeze. And of course, take advantage of seasons, take advantage of holidays, right? Right now we're getting ready for what season, everybody? Drum roll, please. Summer. So what does your brand have in connection to summer? And we all have it, right? Ice cream. Summer is ice cream season, right? We talked about cookies, right? Ooh, I could do, has spring even arrived yet? I know, today was really cold. What kind of summer lemonade cookies do we have? Ooh, if you have a product that's perfect for camping, it's perfect for vacations, traveling. The month that people travel the most is August. All right. So if I have a product that's perfect for travelers, right, I should be putting that up right now. Get ready for your summer vacation. In July, next month, everyone and their mom is going to go on vacation and they have to have my product because I don't know, it gets rid of all the insects from your campsite. I don't know, it's a candle. Right. So this is Lush. And if anyone's been to a Lush at the mall, they sell really expensive, fancy, fun named soap. They could do fun little collaborations about their Halloween inspired products with influencers, right? Really smart. And everyone can take advantage of this. Everyone's products should really there should be some way to translate that over for seasons and for holidays and for special events, right? All right. So we want to create calls of action. So calls to action, they're called CTAs, are simple phrases used to encourage your followers to take a specific action, right? We want to ask followers to sign up for a newsletter, make a purchase, take part in our survey. It should be very clear, should be concise, and it shouldn't be confusing. I should know when I read the caption, okay, this is the action you're asking me to do. Buy a ticket. Check out our new collection online. There's the link, right? It needs to be easy because guess what? If things become complicated, how many of you we've been out somewhere, we've been doing something, and something happens, and it's like this is too complicated. I don't want to do this. Friends like, oh, I have a new game we could play at recess, and here's 100 rules. Oh, I don't want to play that. That's too much. That's too much effort, right? It needs to be easy, right? Especially social media. Choose words that motivate your audience. Join, start, be a part of, right? Really think about those word choice that you're using. Some words are stronger than others, right? If I say, check out my website right now for exclusive deals, that's a stronger call to action than if you want deals, I guess you could check out my website. Okay, right? Like, I mean, granted, I gave them both fun voices, but really think about how you're writing. Words have power. The English language, thousands of words are at your disposal. Really be thinking about what kind of words are stronger. And while it might seem like a small thing, they actually can be very powerful. Same with emojis. Emojis can be very powerful, right? A little sparkle emoji, a little, color emoji, whatever that looks like, that might be a way to entice me to, ooh, that stands out than just text sometimes too. All right, so dealing with negative feedback and trolls. Well, here's the truth about negative feedback. You will get some. Unfortunately, it is part of the system, and you just got to try not to let it get you down. I have a student earlier today, and they have like a little fandom on TikTok for a celebrity. They like post interviews with the celebrity. They post clips of the celebrity. They have over 100,000 followers on TikTok, and they told me, I'm just embarrassed. I don't want to talk about it. I feel embarrassed by it. I'm like, no, this is a successful thing that you shove on your resume and LinkedIn, right? And then they tell me, well, sometimes people say that I post too many things of X and Y, and I'm like, okay, well, if people are telling you post too much of X, I would evaluate that, right? We want that content mix. That's why if you're posting the same things over and over, I'm posting a graphic about my product every single day. Yeah, that's too much. People are going to be upset. People will unfollow you for that, right? But in terms of negative feedback too. There's no need to respond to a negative comment. Trust me, I've seen some people say some nasty things about me. I don't respond, right? I can even block it, delete the comments, let it go, right? So unfortunately, we have to move on. We got to march on. That's just part of the deal with social media, unfortunately. And dealing with trolls, well, those block and hide buttons are there for a reason. If you have someone who's making nasty comments on your account, they don't sound happy, and more particularly, they're not a paying customer, block them. Here's a fun fact for you. So I had a friend who worked at the Cleveland Guardians, still there, I think. And when they changed their name, as we all know, the Cleveland Guardians, you had an old name. When they changed the name, there was a lot of people talking about, oh, I can't believe they changed the name. And my friend said, we only had 3 people actually call to cancel their season ticket. Only 3 people. All these people making a hubbub, but only 3 people who are financially invested in the team were upset. And guess what? They made that back pretty instantly. A lot of people signed up after the name change. So it goes to show you, sometimes these people who are commenting and being nasty, they're not involved in your product. They're not buying your product. Block them, hide them, report them, and don't feel bad about doing that. Okay. Do not be afraid to block or hide someone. Don't think that, oh, well, maybe they're a customer. Maybe they're going to, no, it's not worth the energy. It's not worth trying to negotiate with a troll. And do not confuse valid criticism with being a troll. If you have, let's say you made a mistake, you had a problem, you said there'd be a special and it didn't get rung up as a special, yada, yada, right? You want to fix that problem. And it could even be a problem. Maybe there's a misspelling in your post. You use the wrong form of there or there. Right. So those are the things that you might want to, definitely consider taking that as a responsibility. We don't want to just assume, well, they said that my product, did X and it would never do X. And it's like, well, did it? If they have pictures of it, right. We want to own up to those mistakes. Right. So there is a time when we need to take valid criticism from our followers, especially those who really are our active customers online as well. We want to watch out for scams. Cryptocurrency scams, clickbait, impersonation, phishing, which is when someone pretends to be, oh, it's me, your principal, and I got stuck at the grocery and I need $300. That's, phishing. Oh, you won a lottery, you won $1 million, right? Lottery is sweepstakes. So how do we handle scams? Okay, don't take the bait. Don't click any attachments or links that you're not sure who is giving you that, or it looks fishy. You weren't expecting an attachment or a link from somebody. Do not provide information, personal or financial, unless you are using a legit, secure, encrypted service. All right. And report the scams. Report them. Right? Because if you don't report them, they might go and actually scam someone else and get away with it before Facebook, Instagram, the social media site can look into that reporting. All right. And never feel rushed. The biggest thing that scammers want, they want you to feel rushed, because if you're rushed, you're not thinking thoroughly. I got to handle this. There's been a problem. Oh no. A popular one I see all the time is when an alert says, hey, it's Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg here, and we're going to deactivate your account in 24 hours unless you click this link, right? Guess what? It's not Facebook. It's not Mark Zuckerberg, but they're trying to impersonate themselves as such. 24 hours, right? Oh no, 24 hours before I'm deactivated. Whoa, that would make anyone feel a little nervous or scared. They're trying to rush you into falling for the bait. Okay, so don't feel rushed. All right, let's talk real quick future trends in social media and how to stay updated. Well, first off, of course, we talked about this earlier a little bit with growth. We want to follow reliable sources that provide insights, that analysis. Oh my goodness, I'm like from Finding Nemo. What's his name? Anemone. And updates on the industry. So newsletters, blogs, YouTube channels, which cover social media news. So whether or not you have some places where you can go and get that, I highly encourage all of you start flagging places where they have trusted social media news. Another way, join online communities where you can interact with other marketers, professionals, and enthusiasts who share your interest and passion. Of course, we want to be safe at all times, but that could be a really cool way to meet other people in your field, who are online and in communities who also do what you do or who love the things that you love in life, right? You love crafting, you love making, you love baking, right? Join those communities and see what they're doing, see what other people are doing in those communities, right? LinkedIn groups, Facebook groups, Slack channels, Reddit forums. And there's also, too, you could follow specifically places that have social media topics, strategy, tools, analytic, niche programs. A third one, this one's using social media tools, Hootsuite, Brandwatch, BuzzSumo, that track mentions, conversations, hashtags, or influencers that are relevant to your niche. So if you're like, I really want to make sure I'm on top of this, there are social media tools out there that actually can do some tracking and some alerts for you. And that can come with too, experimenting with new features and formats introduced by different platforms. So if tomorrow Instagram rolls out a new countdown feature that we can all use, how can I use that? Right? It's a new feature. How can I quickly try that out? And then, of course, a very important one is being an active user of social media yourself. So being connected on social media, just consuming what you normally consume, but taking a look at, I've seen that audio a few times. Let me try and think about using that audio. Oh, I've seen this kind of template for content. Wonder if I can bring that template to myself. Recently the museum, we did a trend. We got 460,000 views just by tapping into that trend after noticing it a few times on our feeds. So that wouldn't have happened if we weren't noticing it just generally. All right, so your next step is, because we're not going to meet next week. Well, you guys, we've talked about your audience. We've talked about making content. What does exciting content look like? We've talked about, I think, week 3, we talked about identifying that strategy. So what kind of content do I need? And today we really talked about managing and growing our social media pages and accounts. So it's time to put it together. So if you have a social media account for your business, let's put all these pieces together. Start by thinking about that content, get that calendar going, really trying to be consistent. And like I said earlier, maybe right now is not the best time. You're like, wait a minute, I got school, I got papers, I got, tests and exams and all that jazz. Well, again, maybe this is a summer project to start by really thinking. And maybe if you get consistent this summer, when you get back into school in the fall, that'll be something that that will feel easier to manage with everything. See what does well and what does not do well and adapt. If you're putting a lot of times into things that aren't doing well, maybe it's time to put that time and energy into something else and see if that does well. All that I've taught you really is kind of a gamble. It's like rolling dice. And it's not like rolling 7, right? Because we all know if you have 2 die, the easiest number to get is 7. It's almost like rolling snake eyes, where you have 1 and 1, or trying to get a 12, where you have 6 and 6, right? So it takes a lot of just roll the dice. All right, that didn't work. Roll the dice. Oh, that worked. So don't feel discouraged. Really try and stay focused on that consistency, what makes sense for your brand, and just having fun executing it, because social media is supposed to be fun. It really is designed to be a fun digital playground where you can make videos and photos and live your best lives, and of course, promote your brand and promote your services and products. So, yeah, that's it. So if we have any questions, anything else before we go? Otherwise, the good news is this has all been recorded. All 4 episodes are available on YEI's YouTube. So if you were like, I'm overwhelmed, I talk too fast, you could even slow it down. You could have YouTube slow me down by, a half speed, so I could talk like this, and then you could absorb the info a little bit more. But hopefully, this has given everyone a couple things to think about. Right, there's so much more that I could have covered. I was really trying to hit all the highlights. But my goal, I think, and why I would agree, if we could start to give you a few ideas, the building blocks, or to those who are, maybe really having a functional Facebook or Instagram, we can start to get you really even better on that management and that growth. That's the goal, that we're here to support you guys. So any questions, you could type them in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself, or if you have to go, it is 7:35, we're a couple minutes late. Feel free to head out or stick around for a couple questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt. I'm hoping there might be a couple questions out there. And also, if you guys want to see more educational series like this, some quick Zooms, whether it's from Matt Rebar joining us again to talk about some other topics, or bringing in some other other content experts, depending on the area that you want more info on, just let us know. I know that some of you would put some feedback of other topics you want us to cover. So we are exploring that, but anything in particular, just shoot me or Mrs. Owens a message and we'll add those topics to our list. So I'm gonna throw my email address in the chat. I know that most of you already have it, but just in case you want it handy because you're thinking about something right now, feel free to shoot anything over. So